What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. It is I, it is me, it is your boy, E to the R, to the I, to the C. And this right here is a Life and Times of Eric vlog. And we're back again for another after work / trap / car chronicles. You know what I'm saying? I got my co-host in the back, T-Mac. And we got Hot Boogie over there taking a little nappy nap. T-Mac, do you want to wave to the community? Nope, okay. It's all right. Some days it's like that with the kiddos. You know how it is. You got them. You got kids, nephews, cousins, whatever it may be. If you're taking care of a little person, then you understand how this goes. But man, they love you. Next man, they don't. So man, it's crazy because I was thinking earlier, like, you ever just have moments where you're like driving around or just in your mind about whatever your situation is? Like, man, I gotta find a new job. Man, I'd like to get this channel going. Man, I need to get my music going. Man, I need to do X, Y, Z to get after my dreams. Man, I need to say this. And then while all that's going on in your mind, so, busy thinking about what you need to do and how you're like, if you're like me, you sowed your seed and you're just waiting to see the blessing on everything 100-fold, because when you sow, you expect, when you sow your seed, you expect the harvest, you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff. You reap what you sow, you know what I'm saying? You're expecting that to happen. So, while you're waiting, you're just wondering what's going to happen and what's going to be next. So, while you're embodied and everything, it's just so crazy how, like, something can happen that make you just jolt you back to reality. And you're like, dang, I'm wondering about all this stuff. Job, finishing this project, getting the money for this, moving, whatever it may be, relationship, and then you forget about the most important things that you overlook and that you already have, that are basic necessities that a lot of people just don't have. The other day I was driving, and a lot of times when I'm driving, I see a lot of homeless people that are at the light or whatever, and sometimes some of them I give money to, some of them I don't. I'm trying to do better at being generous, because you never know, one of them could be one of the Lord's angels and you just don't know. And then at the end of the day, like Gary C says, the Lord wants to bless people who have generosity. So I try to be getting into the point of being generous with everything I have and having generosity blessings on me. So I'm at the light. I see two of them. I was like, all right. Do I have any money? I always look at my wallet. I got a couple of dollars or $1. I give it to them. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If I have $1, I give them $1. If I have a big bill, I'd be kind of hesitant. I haven't gotten to that level yet. Just give them a big bill without worrying about getting no change. But I saw two of them, so I gave them both $1. I was like, here you go. Then one of them looked at me. He was like, appreciate this, bro. Appreciate that, bro, man. Hey, you got any water? And I was like, I could easily said no, because I did have water. And maybe he looked in and saw the water. I don't know. But I could easily lie and said no. But I was like, yeah. I said, the only water I have is the water right here I've been drinking. It's like, okay, that's cool. Give it to me. I'll take it. So I gave him the water. And then he took my water. And then he drank out the bottle. Not like, no, he put his mouth on it and drank out the bottle. And it was just crazy to me, because when you're down and you don't have the necessity that you need, and you're homeless and you're hungry and you're thirsty, you don't be worried about any of that stuff that we would think about. Like, if you gave me water right now, or if I gave you water, you'd be like, I don't know where your mouth been. But when you're homeless, that's the last thing on your mind right now. You're just worried about getting some water. Man, what is this car finna do? Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Bro,
What was that?
this mug over here trying to do Crash Bandicoot type of stuff. They don't know what he's doing. So the car drives in front of me and then stops. And then I'm like literally driving behind him, but tips to stop so I can hit him. Like, well, I tell you, man, folks be out here doing like real life Crash Bandicoot. I promise you, man. These kids weren't in the car with me, bro. I promise you. I would do some things if these kids weren't in the car with me. If these kids weren't in the car with me, I promise you. But anyway, like I was saying before, back to my story. So, when you're homeless, you're not thinking about those type of things. You're not thinking about, man, where your mouth is. You're like, yeah, I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. You got it. I need it. And it's just so crazy how our mind gets so wrapped up and caught up in you know, what something is or what something looks like or what something's going to be or what it is to us or what it seems or whatever. But when you don't have anything, you don't think like that. Like, prime example, when you don't have a job, every time someone calls your phone, you don't know the number, you answering it because you're thinking it's a job, and you know you need a job to pay your rent, to get some money in your pocket, whatever it may be. You're always willing to bear whatever. Can we do the interview tomorrow? Sure. Can you do it? Yeah, sure. When you have a job and you're looking for another job, can we do it tomorrow? Nah, man, we can't do it tomorrow, man. Because you're like, I have a job, so I don't really need this job, you know? And it's always so crazy, and I was thinking about that. It's like when you have your necessities and your needs met, you kind of be lax with other stuff, and you kind of be picky. But when you don't, you're so eager. And I definitely feel like we should have that eagerness even when our necessities and our needs are being met. Because the eagerness allows us to be thankful, allows us to be, you know, acceptable and not be so picky when it comes to certain stuff. You know, some people are like, oh man, if I don't eat at this place, I ain't going out that way. Or if I don't got this to wear, I ain't doing that. You know, some people be having such high, you know, things or demands that they don't need to have them no more. They don't even need to have them in general, because it's like, at one point you was never like that. But now all of a sudden you got a little something, now you got high demands off the charts. That's ridiculous. So that's why I feel like we definitely need to have the whole attitude of just being eager and being thankful. Or not even really being eager. Let me take that back. The eagerness is we need to have the attitude of being thankful. Being thankful for what we have, being thankful for what's been given to us, and being thankful for what the Lord has blessed us with. So I think definitely we all need to be thankful. I try to be thankful. After that little incident happened with me giving them water and all that, all I kept thinking was, man, I'm just thankful to be able to be driving, thankful to be able to have the water to give to them, thankful to be able to have the money to give to them too. So just be thankful for the situation that you're in. It may not be the best, it may not be what you want, but just know it could get better. And as long as you keep the Lord first, continue to keep tithing, continue to keep sowing your seed and believing, and continue to keep going out there and dream, things will get better. So just be thankful. I know me, I was able to get out of a lot of my situations when I stopped complaining, stopped thinking this owes me, and I started being thankful. And I started having, you know, gratitude. Once I started being thankful and gratitude, the Lord saw it and was able to promote me to bigger and better things. So just remember, keep living your life. Because if you don't, your life is not going to live you.